An old man's face begins today, and a cozy space where I like to play. The rhymes are here, but seriously, like, y'all know your cozy spot, right? Maybe it's your bedroom, a little window nook, the bathroom, I don't know, maybe it's your car. But for me, this is one of my favorite spots, and being back here to start 2023 feels oh so grand. Thank you for all your support, and let's crush this year. So good morning, Mario, and go. Ooh, the heat was like, it was like, man, this is gonna be a hot year. Good morning, Switch fans. We got some fun stuff, including a really big leak about a super secret trip in the Switch Pro. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the show. It does help support what I do here, and I try to do what I do here so your days do get better. We're kicking it off with a big sale, all right? Nintendo kind of didn't realize that the new year was a few days ago, and so they're activating the New Year's sale for Switch eShop North America. It runs until 1/15, so you got about 10 days to pick up some really good games. All right, I'm gonna give you some hot picks here. Okay, I really like Celeste at $5 and Hollow Knight at $7.50, but I'm also gonna give a shout out for last year's indie spectacular Tunic, $26.99. It's only a $3 10% savings, but the game is totally worth it. It is the best non-Zelda game I've ever played. It's phenomenal. You got stuff like Dead Cells for $12, Doom Eternal for $14, Lego Star Wars Deluxe for $35, Katana Zero for $9, No Man's Sky for $48, Rogue Legacy 2 for $22, a bunch of top tier indies, but also Paper Mario Origami King at $42, Link's Awakening at $42, Persona 5 Royal at $42, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope Gold Edition 22% off. That's going to give you the season pass that brings in Rayman and a bunch of other fun characters. That game is tremendous. Also, a lot of Fire Emblem Warriors sales, but peruse the list, check it out. I'll put a link in the description if you want to see all the games that they have on sale for the next 10 days. There's some good stuff in there. And it sounds like Fire Emblem Engage is going to be good, if not great. The hands-on impressions came out today, and they are spicy. All right, this game looks to be the best combination of all the past Fire Emblems, creating the ultimate battle system that is speedy, rewarding, and looks great. The graphics really do look superb. They've got the art style down pat, and it seems like combat just takes pure center stage. Obviously, there's a lot of story involved in Fire Emblem, but in comparison to Three Houses, which I feel was like heavier on the RPG role-playing side, this seems to be much more heavily focused on the tactical, strategic battle side, which is a bonus for me. Sometimes those stories take a lot to get through, but I really am excited for this one. January 20th, and it's going to be a big game. It's going to be a long game, and it's going to be hopefully a great way to start the year off. And I love the part where some previews talked about speed, that the game is quick, that the UI is really front and center. They put what you need to know right there. It's not going to be a drag. It's not going to be a slow experience. It's not going to be a brain burner in the way that it's burning your brain. It's just going to be a brain teaser, testing your brain. And I think there's like a difference there. I think you want the game to be challenging, but you want it to be accessibly challenging. And what I mean by that is relying on your brain power and your skill to defeat the challenge rather than the game is awkward, obtuse, and all too complex. You know what I mean? Fire Emblem Engage looks spectacular. I want to play it. I want to play it, I want to play it, I want to play it. I also want to play Switch games in 4K. And I know we talk about this and it's back and forth, up and down, but a new leak has come out. Now, this comes from two different places, okay? One is a website, Rio Katuya 2089, and according to Reddit, he is 110% reliable when reporting anything as early scoops from upcoming Famitsu issues. And then the other is Nishikawa, who is a respected tech journalist in Japan, although I have seen some things on both sides about his scoops. Some people really think he gets it right, and some people think that he over-exaggerates. Regardless, those two are reporting that a super VIP from an American semiconductor company is visiting Japan. And it's someone from a manufacturer who works with Nintendo, and they're headed to Nintendo. Now, everyone has kind of put this clues together and determined that the American semiconductor manufacturer is NVIDIA. And we know that NVIDIA makes the chip in the Switch, and we know that NVIDIA is working on the chipset for the new Switch. Now, whatever you believe about the new Switch, Pro 2, 2023, 2024, we know so much about the innards of this system and what it will be, and I feel like that's not even rumor at this point. Like, that's just really researching and evaluating what's going on. So this makes super sense that a super VIP head honcho would be visiting Nintendo. But why are they visiting Nintendo now? And what seems to be one of the suppositions is that they're getting ready to reveal. Now, I have told you for a long time that I still am Team 2023 for the Switch Pro, Switch 2, however they want to label it. I think releasing around the Zelda Tears of the Kingdom launch in May is the perfect time. And I think if you don't do it then, well, you might as well wait till 2024. And I think Nintendo has really learned that they jump out ahead of the downfall. You get in while the going is good and you keep propelling forward. You make sure that you don't fall too far behind. You make sure that you don't create a gap. You make sure that you use all of your good faith and just push forward, and with your big game that everyone's most excited for, Tears of the Kingdom. So could this Super VIP be there because they are ready to A, really ramp up production, B, make a big reveal, or C, finalize some sort of plan? I do not know. Perhaps they're there just to talk. Perhaps they're there just to sign a contract for a future deal. Perhaps they're there to work out the kinks of upcoming production. I don't know. If this console is to release in May, as I really want to believe, then they would need to get going either now or already. They don't have much time. We do have a February Direct, and I feel like if there was going to be a console reveal, it would be at that show. But wait, Nintendo doesn't typically do that. When they did the OLED, when they do the Switch, they like to do their own separate debut. And anytime we've ever had rumors about a Switch Pro reveal, we have looked to a separate announcement. Just a video popping up being like, bam, hardware reveal. Now, Nintendo could mix things up and they could introduce the system in their first Direct of 2023. That would be a big bang way to start the year off incredibly well. But they also could just wait into their own sort of special thing, separate from a Direct that is focused and emphasizing on games. Now, again, this is not confirming a Switch Pro, this is not confirming a 2023 launch, but I do think it's very interesting, and I do think, if you think about it, it still makes a lot of sense for Nintendo to drop a new console in 2023. You know, we've seen people starting to say like, oh, Tears of the Kingdom will probably be the last big Switch game. They'll probably save a bunch of the rest of the stuff for the Switch 2, and they'll wait, and you know, they really want to kind of just usher this one out and introduce the next. But I don't know. I think in a lot of ways a more fluid plan works far better for Nintendo. And while I'm not an executive at the big end, if I was one, I would say, you know what, we are not benefited by waiting, because the longer we wait, the more our technology will feel inferior. And that was something that had an effect on the Switch, although their gimmick got them completely out in front of that. They don't have the gimmick card this time. The gimmick is here. It's still great, but we're used to it. And so I feel like a power gap is more negative now for the next generation than it was with the Switch. And we already have a significant power gap. And even though some people say we don't need better graphics, the games look cute, they look fine, Nintendo does well. Look, at the end of the day, Nintendo wants to make money, they want to be technologically advanced, and they want to be the preferred choice for game developers, game publishers, and game buyers. And one of the best ways to do that right now is to improve the graphical, hardware capabilities of the Nintendo Switch while retaining the great features, the great install base, and the great love. There's a way to do this, and there's a way to do it this year. And perhaps this Super VIP from NVIDIA is over in Kyoto, Nintendo headquarters right now, getting excited, blowing a kazoo, throwing a hype party, stomping some Goombas, drinking some tea. All right, they are having a sake party on the 6th floor and saying, boom shakalaka. You know, another thing that makes me wonder about this, Miyamoto has been quoted before as saying that Pikmin would very much benefit from 4K. All the little Pikmin, all the details, mass amounts of characters working around, and something where small bits are really important to see clearly. Pikmin 4 is releasing in 2023. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is releasing in 2023. Is a Switch Pro releasing in 2023 as the Super VIP is in transit? Let me know what you think, but I'm very excited to find out more. And I think while this year may start off slow, we're going to ramp up real quick. Fire Emblem Engage is super promising on January 20th. And then, hey, that Direct in February, it'll come faster than you think. And before you know it, we'll be talking and planning for a bunch of new games and potentially a brand new console. I'm still fingers crossed. I still feel like it has a good shot. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there, everybody. I love you so much. Appreciate you more. Thanks again. SwitchForce out.